Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Let's talk about the amazing Race 33, episode 5. And, some teams might just never quite get it together for this race, but we root for them anyway.
I know! Oh my gosh. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Nerdtainment. Join us
right.
over there. We have fun.
We do. We have a fun community over there.
We do.
This episode, highs and lows.
Too many highs.
Literal
Too many highs lately on the race. But we have some new rules right here at the top where they're explaining that, rather than the traditional, you kind of leave in the order that you arrive, but like timed out in that way, right? So if you arrive 2 hours later, you're leaving 2 hours later. Not so much anymore with these new COVID protocols. So we're going to leave in like 15-minute increments in pairs of 2 for this leg of the race.
Right. I was like confused at first. He's like, from now on, we're going to go in the order we finish. And I was like, always?
Yeah.
But I assume this is a COVID protocol. We can't get anyone stretched out too far. We want to keep them in their little pods, maybe. So we are going to see the first 2 teams, which were our dudes, Ryan and Dusty, and Kim and Penn, the Holderness family. Yep. They are going to be our first 2 going out on their first group. We're going to wait 15 minutes for our second 2.
Yes.
And which are all ladies, girl power.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then the third group to leave are our parents and the married couple.
Correct. Yes. So the first thing right off the bat is a roadblock. And it says, who wants to get down? And you might think that's a dancing challenge.
Who wants to get down? Kim's like, I do. Yes. And I'm like, yes, let's dance it up, guys.
No, do not. It is the worst bungee
That
jump
was tricky.
You could imagine.
There was nothing about jumping. There was nothing about falling. There was nothing about heights.
An important lesson, though.
Come on.
For those of you watching, if there's ever the word down, think of it as falling down long distance. Like, you really got to be careful about that. Read clues to figure out 2 ways to read a clue, I guess, to sort of evaluate what's possible, because Kim and Dusty are both kind of like, well, this is not great for me.
This was not what we wanted to do.
But I am gonna do it. Kim is in the back seat and Penn is like, we've got 2.5 hours to bond and reflect on the race so far until Kim has to jump. And she's like, don't even say it. Like, I can't think about it.
She really is already getting herself into a mental place. It seems like, let's say you and I are running the race together. Now, you don't like heights and I like heights, but I don't like to fall or jump or drop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would be secretly hoping he got stuck with it. But I think if we read the clue and we thought
dancing.
That was going to be me.
I'd be like, go for it, Sarah. And then when it was bungee jumping, I'd be like, go for it.
Yes. Sarah. You'd have been like, good call. Good call. And I'd be just like poor Kim. But you know what? She did it. And poor Sherry. Sherry doesn't get a choice.
Yeah. No.
Says in their little thing, it's going to be you, Sherry.
Akbar is too heavy to do this.
And she's like, what? Again? 2 in a row?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
It's bad. And, then there's also Natalia and Arun and there.
Okay, so we should back it up a little bit. So we are driving through and up and over the Alps.
Yeah, beautiful.
Gorgeous.
This whole leg, stunning. Switzerland. Right. Like, this is like a tourism video for Switzerland. The lakes are gorgeous. Like, the skies, the mountains, everything is so beautiful. But yes, it's self-driving, right? Which is what we're going to see for the rest of this season. And there's like elements of, can we drive ourselves? Can we navigate?
Can we find ourselves on a map first?
Right.
Can we then find where we're supposed to go on this map in the right direction? And some people's answers are no.
Yeah, right. No, right off the bat, Arun and Natalia are just kind of wandering. Like, they just aren't clicking in to the way things are done here, where other teams are just like on the road and they get it and they're going. And like, far be it for me to judge because I'm not there looking at the maps, and I am actually like not great with travel stuff. I'm like, I have a pretty decent memory of like sense of direction and that kind of stuff if I've been somewhere before, but if I'm like trying to find something new, I'm not great at it. So, you know,
you got to do this for the race.
Yes.
You got to be better for the race. It's so tough to watch.
Yeah.
Okay. We are driving over the beautiful Alps. We're going to get to, oh my gosh, the largest dam that you've ever seen that you are now going to jump off of.
Yeah.
Dusty's going to go first.
Because they like rock, paper, scissors, the two of them, because they were like working together on the previous leg. And so they, you know.
And got themselves there basically together. So Dusty's going to jump first. Kim's probably like, great, go ahead. I don't really want to jump first.
They get up on this thing.
Oh, boy.
And I said to Sarah, I was like, who wants to do this? And Sarah was like, nobody wants to do it. I was like, but somebody invented it.
But somebody does choose. It's a touristy thing, I assume. Yeah. People go there and they want to do it. People do choose to do it.
Yeah. I don't get it.
No. We were like watching. We were just like.
I say this all the time, but I'm just thinking about it and my palms are starting to go numb. Like if I were standing on a grate over this drop, the drone shots over this dam, it's so intense and far down. And we did kind of notice that, like, I think it wasn't until Kayla, maybe, that anybody screamed on the way down.
No, yeah, it was Sherry.
They're silent.
Yes, they were so silent because they could not breathe.
Yeah.
They were breathless because they were terrified.
They were fearing death.
And I don't think I was breathing through this either. It was very, very scary. But Dusty's going to get through it. Kim's going to get through it. Yeah. Penn is going to also get through it.
I mean, Penn's like, Kim, you're amazing. And then he's like, she's so amazing. Like, oh, I was just picturing my life without her.
Don't do that. Oh, my God.
No.
Tears of joy because she did it? Yes. Not your life without your wife flashing before you. Oh, Lord.
I know.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, but they're going to get it, and they now have another drive ahead of them.
Yeah.
But we've got some, like, cutaways of both the flight attendants and Aruna and Natalia. Yeah. It's just kind of driving, and you're not really sure. It seems like they might be lost. Not real clear.
But I think there's one team who thinks they might be lost, and then there's another team
who's like, I think we're first.
You know what this is? Like, these kind of long drives are separating the good teams from the okay teams. And it's this sense of like, we're a good team. You know, like they still feel like they're on the right track.
They do. Our adorable flight attendants who are living their best life. They're having so much fun and it's contagious. I do enjoy watching that.
Yeah.
But they legit think they're just doing great. Mm-hmm. They get there second to last and they were like, we thought we were first.
Because guess what? They left in the second group. They were in the top 4, but Akbar and Sherry overtook them on the way to the dam. So they get there and they're like, "Oh yikes, we kind of fell behind." And they're sort of like realizing, like, so there was a scenic route.
There was actually a highway that they could have taken, a direct route. Some might say that they could have taken.
Yeah.
Okay, but yes, before they get there, while they're driving around, the twins, Lulu and Lala, are going to arrive. Oh, this was so cute.
I love them.
Lala was actually excited. I think this was our first person who was like, yeah, I want to jump.
God bless her.
Bless you.
Yeah.
She does it. Lulu's like,
crying, also crying. It's like, it's more emotional. I mean, truly, if I had jumped and you were watching me.
Yeah, I'd be crying.
I would feel nothing.
Yeah.
Except utter fear. And then when I was done, I'd be like, shut up and get me out of here. Yeah. Like I would turn into Sherry in that moment. And I would say, Sarah, shut up. I don't want to hear good job or I'm proud of you or anything. Get me off of this bridge now.
Honestly, I'd be peeling you off of the ground. You'd be like, and I'd have to like pick you up and be like, Dad, I'm so proud of you. You did it. And you'd be like, I hate you. Let's go.
So true.
It would be like that.
Yeah.
But they were so cute. They go, now, so sweet Sherry.
Sweet Sherry.
And Akbar show up.
Oh my God.
And she looks like a jellyfish. She is like,
she's mad.
Her eyes are closed. She is really working her way through this. But she does it. And she's the first one to scream.
She is. I mean, this is a preview into what it would be like for me on this. She's like, oh my God. Like can't even stomach stepping up. Like Kim is terrified, takes the leap. Sherry, ooh, she is inching her way over to the edge. You know, like it is a struggle for her to jump off of this thing. And it does feel like she's kind of the first one that needs like just a little push.
I know. I was like, can they push you? Because I would need it. I would be like, y'all just gonna have to push me.
Yeah.
Can you just shove me? But she does it. And I love this because Akbar's like, she did it. She said, gee, no, I can't say anything else. The rest of the whole race. That didn't even last this leg.
No,
sir.
Mm-mm.
That did not last.
But in that moment, nice sentiment.
Yeah.
Of like, I can't give her it because it's my fault that she had to do this.
And she did it.
She had no choice and she did it. So proud of Sherry. Good for her. You know, the flight attendants in Aruna and Natalia are still lost, but then finally the flight attendants do get there.
They're gonna get there.
And they are having a blast. Kayla's like, woo! Like she's on a roller coaster on the way down from this bungee jump. She loved it.
Loved it.
Raquel is laughing. They're just like having the best time at this thing that is literally other people's worst nightmare. Mm-hmm. But fun to see that, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, eventually Natalia gets there and she jumps no problem.
She seems to do fine. Well. Yeah, absolutely. She jumped out, which I was like, girl, just step off.
Step off.
Why? Who jumps out?
I know.
I mean, maybe if you're into it, you jump out.
Yeah.
I'd be
I
like,
guess she was excited.
Just like the smallest step to make me fall. And that's it.
Yep.
So meanwhile, we've had our earlier teams. They're driving to a lake, a town on a lake.
Beautiful lake.
Gorgeous lake. Just again, gorgeous. Switzerland.
But it's just for them to get their clue to go to the detour.
Detour, guys.
So.
Bartender race. Sausage in case.
Right. This bartender race.
Okay. Why did some people choose that? You saw the stairs.
You saw the stairs.
You walked by it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you said, okay, I'm going to do that.
Well, let's start with Dusty and Ryan because they're going to show up first. And obviously they are going to do it. We don't put that past them at all. But they made way too many trips. Really? Did you need to do that many trips?
I mean, I do think part of it was them not seeing the stairs at first. Yeah. However, once you see the stairs once, adjust the plan a little bit, you know, like.
I feel like if we had walked up to those stairs, I'd have been like, I'm going back for more nuts.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this for 2 times for nuts alone. And then you have to do 2 for wine.
Yeah. You got to be strategic about.
No.
Let's do like 4 bottles of wine and 3 nuts or something, you know, to make this.
Yeah. I get the wine is tricky. It can drop and break, but you can take those nuts.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. But they're going
to do it.
Just like half and half, right? They each bring like 3 bags of nuts or something. You can carry more than that.
You can carry more than that. They end up with 6 nuts for all the way up that whole thing. Yeah. Come on, give me a break. But they're going to do it. They're fine. We didn't get any shorty shorts from Ryan this time though.
I know. Well, he did take his pants off after that first trip.
He did.
Where I was like, okay, good.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, we'll take it.
Took his pants off, but then he just had big old baggy shorts.
But so exciting to see the twins in second.
Yes.
Right? They get to the lake before the Holdernesses.
They do. They get to the lake quicker. They pass Kim and Penn, and they correctly decide to do the sausages.
Yes, right.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
They go do it. They have a moment with their grandmother.
Yes, right.
They're having fun, even though they're kind of grossed out.
Yeah. They're just like such personalities. They're like freaking out about a bee in the sausage, and you're sort of like, focus, but that's just sort of who they are. And it's just like embrace the fun of watching them like be silly and crazy and like twinny during these, you know, detour and roadblock challenges. They're so fun to watch.
So David and I were talking, we always talk about like which one we're going to do. Obviously, we're not doing those stairs.
No.
And had we chosen to do the bartender race because I thought there was wine involved, we would have stopped if we saw those stairs.
We've been like, we gotta go.
We are both vegetarians. We would not have enjoyed that sausage.
I don't want to make the sausage.
No, but we would have done it.
Because I was like, we're like looking at the sausage, and I'm like, oh, this is so gross. And Sarah's like, and that's animal intestine. I was like, Sarah, stop. Don't tell me that.
The casing is animal intestines.
It's so gross.
That's what y'all eat when you eat sausage. Yeah. Okay, everyone's tuned out now.
Yeah,
okay, I'm sorry. Right. I apologize.
Well, at this point, Arun and Natalia.
Oh, where are they, by the way?
They've had to stop. See, they haven't even done the jump yet. No, they did. They did the jump,
They're
but they went completely the wrong way.
Yes.
After the jump, and they stop, and we see them interacting with this, stranger, and they're like, it's that way.
Yeah, no, they had already ventured out towards the lake town.
Yeah.
Until they realized they don't know where they are. Stop to ask directions, find out they've gone the complete wrong direction.
Yeah.
So they have to go all the way back to the dam, to where they started, then go the other way.
Yeah.
They don't seem happy about it. I wouldn't have been happy about it.
Happy, no.
But why did y'all do that? Yeah. Why?
I don't know. It's just like they can't. They're just not.
How?
They don't have that sense.
Like you've got to take a moment. I know it's a race, but you have to take a moment to figure out where you are and which way you have to go. And if that means you have to ask directions, then ask directions. Like whatever it takes.
I know.
Because that's a lot of time.
Ugh. So here's where, remember at the beginning when the dudes and the Holdernesses showed up to the jump at the same time, and they were just going to rock, paper, scissors because they had helped each other get to where they were. They were on a sort of an alliance. They've been
helpful to each other over a couple episodes here.
Well, the dudes are on their, bartender journey, carrying up the wine and the nuts and all that, and they spot Kim and Penn sitting down and like asking people in some sort of public square, like, where's this thing? And they're not like, hey guys, it's that way. They're very much like, oh, it's Kim and Penn. Go faster. Like, let's get away.
They went on their merry way without helping the Holderness figure out where it was.
Not so much of an alliance there.
Interesting.
Which,
honestly, I like it.
Yeah.
I just like to point it out there too.
Exactly. I'm pointing it out is all I'm doing.
So the Holderness, Kim and Penn, they have decided to do this bartender race.
Yeah.
I wish they knew that maybe sausage would have been less work, but maybe they still would have decided it. Who knows?
Right.
They discussed that they trained themselves by going upstairs.
Yeah, with weighted belts and kettlebells and all this stuff.
So maybe it's not a big deal to them and they're fine with it.
Well, and they see the stairs first.
Exactly.
So then they're very strategic about like, let's get all of the chestnuts first and get this part of it done. Like they're thinking a little bit more volume, like, okay, we know we're going to have to go up and down multiple times, but how can we make it the least number of times?
Thank you. Thank you for thinking that through. They are going to end up taking less trips than the dudes.
Yep.
But they keep going. They saw those stairs. They didn't change their mind.
And that is key. I mean, we always say, like, don't change detours. You got to commit. Detours
when you're in it.
Yeah.
But if you just walk by and see the stairs, you're not fully committed.
Sure.
I feel like you can still maybe change at that point.
Yeah. I guess it's worse when you're like halfway through attempting a detour.
No, don't.
But if you show up and you're like, absolutely not, am I climbing 1,000 stairs 4 times? Like,
right.
Yeah. Quick decision.
That would be the time to change if you're going to change. But they don't. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
And then Sherry and Akbar are going to show up, which good for them for getting there and finding it. Since obviously not everyone is having a great time at that.
True. They're doing much better at direct. We have seen Akbar and Sherry get lost a lot in this race so far, and we're not seeing it so much this leg. I'm sure there was an element of it, They know Switzerland like the back of their hand. Totally. They've been like there so many times. Yep. Born and raised.
Yeah.
But they choose to do bartender, which I was like, huh.
This one I was like, huh.
Why?
Is that really what you want to do?
Yeah.
And they see the stairs. And they still follow through. Like,
they do it.
What was it about the sausage that made you think?
I don't know.
These stairs were the way to go.
I do not know.
This was another one. I was like, come on, you want to change your mind now?
Now.
Should you maybe do it now?
Yeah.
They didn't.
Well, now the dudes are finishing first, of course. Like, even though they're taking an extra trip up and down the stairs with their wine and all of that, they still do finish before the Holdernesses. So they are out of the detour first. And then the next thing is they have to find the pit stop at another like beautiful lake. Like every view in Switzerland is just stunning.
Gorgeous. But before we get to the pit stop,
we're
going to cycle through here with, Sherry and Akbar. Akbar forgot that he had made a claim that he couldn't say anything else to Sherry for the rest of the race.
Yeah.
That had already gone out the door. So Sherry and Akbar are going to struggle a smidge getting all of the nuts and wine up the case. They want to take all the wine at first, which, girl, I know, same. I would want to take it all up, but you can't.
But it's too much grip strength. Like you can't carry 6 bottles of wine at once.
I've tried it.
Yeah.
You can't. So they are going to do it, and she is going to complain, and he's going to yell and complain. And I guess he doesn't yell.
He's not yelling.
He's just like,
kind of like, come on.
And
he's
she's
frustrated.
Like, shut up.
She's like, I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
You saying come on is not going to bring out any extra gear in me.
She was also like, remember when I had to jump off a dam?
Yeah.
Which I honestly just hang that over his head for the rest of your life.
Truly. But it's like I'm watching this, and at times it's like a little uncomfortable to watch because you never want to like see people bickering. That's never something that's really fun, you know? But I was saying to Sarah, I'm like, some people just communicate that way, and it works because they kind of like get at each other and then they totally forget about it.
Yeah.
And there's no grudges. There's no like hard feelings that anybody's keeping. They just are kind of like, meh, meh, meh. And then once whatever they're doing is done, they're like back to normal, you know?
And that seems like how they are, because by the time we're doing the like end of the leg recap, they're like, he was on me and she was on me. And then they're just like, yeah, he was like that.
That's how we are. You know?
So that's just who they are. It seems to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's not lovely and compassionate.
And then there's like the added element of like Sherry drops a bottle and then the wine is spilling down the stairs. It's just like a lot of things happening where you're like, oh my God, please just finish this and let it be done.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they are going to eventually. And we were scared because we said they haven't grabbed the mini bottle. And then when they did their like third trip up, or was it 4?
I forget.
But when they are finally up there.
Their final trip.
And the guy's like,
it's not the order.
This isn't the order. I was like, no.
And Akbar like popped open that little pack, what's it called? Pouch on the gnome and pulls out everything. I was like, thank God they got the mini chestnuts and the mini wine.
Thank you.
And they finished.
Thank you.
But I also liked their adapting to, so they both tried to carry 4 bottles of wine or whatever it was on the first thing, and Sherry's dropping and it's a mess. And then they are like, okay, next round, Sherry, you're going to carry more nuts, and Akbar's going to carry more wine. I'm like, good strategy in the middle of a leg, like figure things out and change. And that's good. That was, I think, strong race play there. So I was happy to see that.
They are able to communicate.
Even
if it's not the nicest words.
Yeah.
They are like, do this or grab that, do less of this.
Yeah.
Good. Very good point.
Yeah. But they do finish, which is great.
So as they are wrapping up, we do see the flight attendants arrive and they do choose sausage. Thank you, ladies. That is the right choice, I believe.
Yes.
For that.
Yep.
Then we can, I think, jump over to the pit stop because that's basically it. Arun and Natalia are still driving.
I said to Sarah, I was like, we haven't seen them for like 20 minutes. Where are they?
They're not in the show if you consider doing the challenges part of the show.
Yeah.
They're just driving.
But here's the thing. Yeah. Phil says, come to the pit stop and the last team may be eliminated. Okay. He says it may be eliminated. And I kind of felt going into this episode, it was going to be non-elimination. We've talked about
knew it was coming. 7 teams may not have eliminations every time. When we first started this season, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
It went non-elimination. So just kind of felt like we might still be in that rhythm.
Yeah.
And then he says may not.
And we're like, okay. We know what that means.
But our first team, obviously.
The dudes.
Dusty and Ryan. And they do win a trip.
They do. To Dominica.
Dominica.
Mm-hmm. And but it's like, I was like, oh, why are they giving him a trip? But it is very much like you're in a tree house, a remote tree house. And you're doing like this hike to some, isolated lake or whatever. It feels very much like, okay, you could maybe just do this, the two of you. You don't have to be around big groups of people on this trip. So lovely.
They'll make it.
Yeah.
They'll make it. It's a Travelocity episode. We've been carrying the gnome around the whole time. You got to give out a trip here.
Yep.
And then guess what? Our team number 2 is Lulu and Lala.
Hey, love to see them in second place. Because I don't think, did they finish the sausage in second place? I think they were third. I think they finished the sausage after Kim and Penn technically
It was
finished.
hard to say. Editing made it seem like they were still doing the sausage, but that can't be true.
Yeah.
Kim and Penn had to have taken longer.
Yeah.
Going up and down those stairs.
Yeah, right. There also was some drama about Dusty cramping. That looked pretty intense. And so it was like, oh, are the dudes like not going to finish first?
They're still going to be finishing first.
They're fine.
But it did slow them down a notch.
You okay?
No.
Yeah. But so happy to see the twins in second place. Like they just are like making leaps up this, ranking ladder. They were last place on that first non-elimination leg where it was like keep racing. So
ladies,
so happy to see them in second place. They're so fun to watch.
Yeah,
the Holdernesses do get there in third place, so they are sticking in the race.
These three have been told by Phil that leaving on the next leg will be 3 groups.
Yeah,
and he says you guys are in the first group. Okay. Whatever that means. Yeah. These 3 are all leaving first.
It's not a 2-2-2 situation.
It's not a
2-2-2. 3-2-1, it turns out. So then the flight attendants do like a little sloppy version of the sausage because one of them is too small. But then they just redo that one and take it back. And then they're good. They're checked. And then they actually overtake Sherry and Akbar in the race to the pit stop because Sherry is cramping.
Sherry can't. They can't run.
No,
neither one of them. Akbar's not running either.
They just watch the flight attendants run past them, and they're like, "Well, we hope we're not last because we can't possibly overtake them in a foot race. Like we're gonna walk."
Yeah, and I hate to see it. Like I feel bad, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, flight attendants. If you can run past somebody, you do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They get to the pit stop and they do the flight attendants get there first. Akbar and Sherry aren't that far behind. They are on the mat together.
Yeah.
And Phil's like, so what do you think? Like in the race, how do you think you finished?
Oh, right.
And they're like, well, we'd take anything. We'd take 1 and 2.
Let's take 1 and 2. Hey, are we 1 and 2? He's like, no. But not too bad. You're 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And you are the second group to leave. So you're like, well, we know there's a third group.
Yeah.
We know there's one team who's driving around somewhere still.
Yeah, truly.
Not doing anything. Ray, no. Last episode, he did not say may be eliminated. Last episode, he said the last team to arrive will be eliminated. Okay. I listen to those because then my heart gets a little panicky when I think, this person
who's going home.
Definitely.
And last week it was your singing cops.
And my singing cops went out first. You definitely paid
attention to that. Yeah.
So sad.
Well, then after we get all 5 teams arriving at the pit stop, then we get the rest of Arun and Natalia's journey.
The rest.
It's just like,
again, not really in the show.
Let's wrap this up. Okay, we're gonna watch them do the sausage. Great, the sausage is done.
Yeah, we don't watch them. They're like, hey, they did the sausage. Okay, great. Yeah. They did it. Now it's like golden hour. The sun it's different lighting.
Yeah, you can see the sun setting in their interview.
Yeah. And they're gonna finally show up on the mat and feels like, long day.
Long day. Actually, my companion with her dog, she had to go.
We didn't even talk about the pug.
So
best pit stop greeter ever. Yes, I need a pug to greet me in Switzerland.
That pug, whenever they did a close-up on that pug, he was like,
oh my God, I love a pug's face.
Yeah.
Love him, but he can't stay up forever, Arun and Natalia. He had to go take a nap, get some dinner.
Yeah.
So he is going to be like, y'all are last. And they're like, yeah, we're better than this.
Yeah. And he's like, it's really too bad. Like you were eliminated before and here you are last again. And they're like, yeah, we know. It's really too bad. And he's like, do you think you deserve another shot? And Arun is like, absolutely. Yes. We deserve another shot. Yes, Phil.
They're like, we know we have to work on navigation.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do. You have a second chance, third chance, really? Honestly?
Truly.
This is your third chance.
Yes.
And you unfortunately are leaving as the only team in this last group on the next leg.
But honestly, they deserve it. You know what I mean? There's got to be some kind of I feel when there's a non-elimination leg or some kind of super leg or something. I guess not a super leg, but when you get saved on a non-elimination leg, yeah, you deserve to have to overcome something extra on the next leg. And if that means that you are the last team leaving alone in order, okay, maybe that's enough. I don't know if they're going to have to do a speed bump or something on the next leg.
We learned from our exit interview with the Singing Cops last week that there was a speed bump for both of them.
Right.
Mike and Mo and Aruna and Natalia had to do this. Looked hilarious with a large cabbage, which did not make the edit, unfortunately, but they had a speed bump that put them to the back of the pack. And here they are, Aruna and Natalia in the back of the pack again, probably going to do a speed bump, definitely leaving last.
Yeah.
It's not going to be great. We know that the next leg is in France.
Mm-hmm.
The tease made it seem like Ryan and Dusty were going to be struggling. But if there's a lot of driving, I'm worried about Aruna and Natalia.
Yeah, the edit leaned real hard into like, oh, the dudes are in uncharted territory, struggling with something, and they're gonna have to put their foot on the gas. And then you've got the flight attendants who are like, oh, I don't know what Dusty and Ryan are thinking right now because they are not used to this. And it's like, okay, sure.
I know when you tease so heavily a team that has been like first place, second place, first place.
Yeah.
Then you're like, really? It's just a tease.
Yeah. And here's what I just want. I would love like a slightly different edit next week for Aruna and Natalia, because it's just sort of like after this leg, I'm kind of like, another leg with them. You know, like I want the edit to just tweak a little bit so that I'm still rooting for them, you know, but it's like, it's not fun to watch people just be bad at the race over and over again. So like, just like tweak that edit a little bit. So I'm like, you can do this. You got this. And I believe that maybe there's a chance that they are not going to finish in last place. But now it's just sort of like, okay, we're going to have another leg where they're like in dead last. And, you know,
I hope not.
I hope not too. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want the next leg for them to be better. I'm hoping for that.
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice if we see the speed bump and we see them excel at something.
Overcoming something.
Right. Show us them overcoming things and doing well so that we can be like, yes, they've got it.
Yeah.
Even if they do end up leaving, then we can at least be like, oh my God, they almost had it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
They tried so hard. Yeah.
It's tough when the edit's just like, no, they're just lost.
They just got lost.
And they didn't even they did the task, but like we didn't get to see the task.
Yeah.
Like we don't know how they did because they were just driving the whole time.
Right. Well,
it's tough. But yeah, I want to know from you guys, are Ryan and Dusty really going to struggle? That's my question.
Yeah.
How exciting for Lulu and Lala.
I know.
Major step up for them.
Mm-hmm.
Flight attendants, so entertaining. But,
so fun.
And they're good at challenges, but like obviously
they just need to button a few things up. I think, you know, they were really strong early on, but it is kind of starting to feel like, okay, maybe you're like a 3-4-5 team, you know, like, you're not really breaking through in a way that's meaningful yet, but it's possible, you know, they're not so far behind that I don't believe that they can.
No, because they do work well together on the tasks and challenges.
Yeah.
So if they can sort of get their map skills a little better,
that's exactly it.
Get up there to the front of the pack. I mean, Ryan and Dusty and Kim and Penn are going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
They are clearly our front runners. Yes, Kathy, we should absolutely talk about Celebrity Big Brother. If you were looking, and I hope that you were, you saw a commercial showing us the whole cast list.
All 10 of them.
They are in sequester or maybe they moved into the house. They might have moved into the house. The schedule for Celebrity Big Brother is quite insane. It's only 3 weeks. And so it airs basically every day.
Yeah.
I have no idea how many evictions a week or anything like that we're going to do. And I honestly don't know how many videos we're going to do, but we're going to do as many as we possibly can.
That's right.
So next week is the premiere. It airs right before Amazing Race next week. We are going to keep our Amazing Race right here where it is.
Yeah.
And so then we will do a premiere recap, and there's a Thursday episode next week. So premiere and Thursday episode
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll do that recap on Thursday after that second episode. That's all I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
From then on, We'll just do a bunch of videos.
We'll be around doing as much as we can. Yes. I mean, the thing, and there's no feeds, right, on Celebrity Big Brother?
Well, there's feeds.
There are feeds?
There are feeds, but it's not the same. Like celebrities, they don't show us everything.
Yeah.
But they will show us enough.
Okay.
They are, yeah. Ray, thank you for the super sticker.
Thanks, Ray. Appreciate it.
The cast is a mix. Let's say who the cast is.
Let's run it down. Yeah.
Shannon Moakler.
Shanna
Moakler.
Yeah, she's like a former beauty queen, Miss USA or something.
I barely know her. Didn't even have her name right. I didn't have that. Cynthia Bailey.
Housewife of Atlanta.
Okay.
Yes, and she was just on the Ultimate Girls Trip, if y'all watch Housewives on Peacock. So she's like considered kind of an all-star.
Okay.
But I think she's like left Atlanta now this season. So it makes sense that she's doing another kind of reality show to keep her profile up, you know?
Carson Kressley.
Hey, Drag Race, Queer Eye, we love.
Right. Original Queer Eye fashion guy.
Yeah.
And now we see him on Drag Race from time to time. Someone I actually know.
Yeah.
Todrick
Hall.
The after Big Brother 23 residency. That's where
that's right. Oh, that totally makes sense then. Yeah. And he was like an Idol contestant way back in the day. Does a lot of like viral videos now.
He just
has also been on Drag Race several times.
Oh, that's right. And he just did this last season of Masked Singer.
Yeah.
I think he came in second place, I want to say. He did very, very well.
Very talented.
Yeah, super talented. And he's a Big Brother super fan. So that's a fun one to have. Teddy Mellencamp.
Housewife of Beverly Hills. Former.
Okay.
Not current. Yeah.
Not current. Daughter of John Cougar.
John Cougar, yes.
Mellencamp. Lamar Odom.
Basketball player, Khloe Kardashian's ex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost died.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
He had to relearn to walk and live again. So
hopefully he won't be another meta world piece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hope that he is healthy enough to be locked into a house here is
truly.
My first concern. Todd Bridges.
Yes, from Different Strokes. I had to be educated.
Yeah, David did not know who Todd Bridges was, but he is from a Different Strokes. The sitcom way back, was that the 70s, 80s?
70s, I think late 70s.
Late 70s, early 80s, maybe. Yeah. You know, what you talking about, Willis? That show.
Yeah.
And I've seen him, he's kind of getting back into stuff lately. I've seen him on some shows. So I think that makes sense.
Cool.
What's this name? Mirai
Nagasu. She's the bronze medalist from the Olympics, figure skater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Maisha Tate?
She is the UFC gal.
UFC. Okay,
yeah.
Great.
So she'll be good at physical challenges, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Chris Kattan.
SNL. Yeah.
I'm all for anyone from SNL. Chris Kattan,
he's gonna be so
silly.
Fun. Yeah.
Chris Kirkpatrick is our last guy.
In sync,
y'all.
Yes.
Not Lance Bass. Everyone just assumes Lance Bass because he does a lot of shows.
That's a safe assumption.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know just a few of those people, but that's all I expected to know.
I know almost all of them.
Okay.
Maybe 7 or 8 out of 10.
Nice.
I know. Yeah.
Is there anyone that you're rooting for already?
Let's see. I would say a Carson. I love Carson's going to be Ross-esque. I think not necessarily in his knowledge of the game because Ross is like super fan, but Carson's going to be entertaining. And that way he's just like so sharp and funny. In terms of like who I think could win, I'd probably put a Todrick up there and maybe like a Chris Kattan. Chris Kattan could kind of just like be likable and maybe people think like,
is he going to be like Tom Green? Like Tom Green turned out to be entertaining, but like
good at the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he could be a Tom Green.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Todrick Hall, I know he knows the show, so I want him to do well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just want to be entertained by Carson and Chris. And I liked Lamar back in the day when he was married to Chloe.
Yeah.
I wonder how he'll be.
And I think maybe Teddy Mellencamp. There's something about, there's like a likability factor to her. Yeah. Like she wasn't the most like dramatic housewife. And I think that's ultimately maybe why she wasn't a superstar, because that's what they're looking for on those shows, you know? But I think maybe people might like her, and that means a lot in this. That's why
true.
That's why Marissa Jarrett Winokur won season 1.
Yeah, they'll want to work with her maybe, and
yeah.
she'll last, and then she could possibly win. Okay, that's interesting. My sister's into the Housewives. I'll have to ask her about them to see. Yes, Ellen, also Australian Survivor, starts on Monday, which is actually, I think, early Monday for us in the U.S. Sandra and her daughter, Sandra Diaz Twine, the queen.
I know, I saw that
on this season.
Yeah.
I will be watching. I don't know that I'll have time to recap, but I will be doing watch parties on my Twitch. So if you guys do not follow me on Twitch, you can. And you can join me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, watching because that's 3 times a week. Holy moly!
Hey, yo.
Oh my God.
You are going to be one busy lady for the month of February.
All I'm going to do is watch TV and talk about it, and that's okay with me. No complaints over here.
Yes.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining us, talking Amazing Race and Big Brother with us.
Yes, we love when you join us live, and we love when you join us later, and especially when you leave us a comment. So please let us know how you feel about the dudes kind of dominating. And like Sarah said, do you think they're really in danger next week? And who else are you rooting for? You know, I think we've kind of got a pretty clear top 4 at this point, frankly. Like, feels like maybe Arun and Natalia and Akbar and Sherry are the next to go. But here's what I'm going to say. Akbar and Sherry just seem to not be able to get eliminated so far. So do you think they can sneak their way?
It's possible.
Further down the line, let us know what you think.
Tis possible. Thank you guys so much. You're the best. We will see you next week.
Yes, we will.
With a whole bunch of stuff.
All right. See you then.
Okay.
Bye.